show you in a moment a very interesting tool that I've recently come across. Now, we've all read about and heard about artificial intelligence and how that's really up and coming at the moment. I didn't think there'd be many applications of it in terms of shortwave radio listening. But I did come across an article on AI somewhere I didn't expect, and that was in the this month's edition of the Medium Wave News. I'm a member of the Medium Wave Circle, and this came the other day, Medium Wave News, and I was just having a cuppa and flicking through, and there's an article in Medium Wave News on DXing with artificial intelligence. There it is. Probably can't see it too well on the camera. DXing with AI. And this article is written by a guy called Steve Witt. And he's come across a tool, a number of tools, but the one that I've had a look at myself is a tool called Whisper. And Whisper allows us to take an audio file and an MP3 or a WAV file, something like that. And the AI engine will take that audio file and it will translate it from a large number of languages. Whisper seems to have umpteen languages. You'll see in the demonstration the list of languages that it can translate. Take an audio file, an MP3 file or whatever, and it will generate for you a text file translation. Now, I've played around with it a little bit. I've got a short demo coming up to show you that it does actually work. It seems to work better with some languages than others. In the demo, I'll show you I've used my own SDR, and I've directly generated an MP3 recording from the SDR and fed that into the Whisper program. But I've also had some success by taking an audio recording with a recorder like this, and I've actually used the FT1000MP transceiver, which, if I move out of the way, is behind me there, and recording from the speaker of that into this, and then transferring that into the translator. That's worked as well. So there's a lot of scope for using this in identifying stations and finding out just what they're saying to us, what they're talking about. At the moment, as far as I can see at least, before you use this tool, in order to have any success with it, you need to know which language you're listening to. Okay, and you'll see that in the demo I give you, it's a station transmitting in German, and I'm able to set Whisper up to translate from German to English with the audio file. If we didn't know, if we were unable to recognize the language, it might make things a bit difficult, I think. Anyway, have a look at the demo, see what you think of Whisper, whether it can be useful to you in your shortwave listening. And in the next video, I'll show you how to find the Whisper program and how to set it up. It's relatively simple, but unfortunately it requires the use of GitHub. If you've come across GitHub, I find it very confusing. I've done a few things that I've had to download from GitHub, so I'll show you how to do that in the next video. But for the time being, let's have a look at this demo of Whisper. What we're listening to here is HCJB, transmitting in German on 5920 kilohertz. You can see I'm actually recording this, and I'll show you why in a moment. It's in the German language. Even I can identify it as German, but I don't speak German, so I can't understand what's being said. I'm going to show you a new tool I've come across. It's based on artificial intelligence, and it really could help us a lot in identifying stations and understanding transmission. So I'll just let the audio run for a little while so we can get a reasonable recording, and just stop that recording in a moment, and then I'll show you what we can do to actually get a translation. So I'm going to use a program called Whisper. I'm just going to open up Whisper. If I can spell it correctly, I'll just type it in there. And we'll open up the app. And here's the Whisper app. Loads up. Now, as I say, I know it's in German. There's a lot of languages we could use. We need to know the language in use. This is the only shortcoming I'd say at the moment. set it to German. We've ticked the translate box. We'll find the recording file. It's the top one there. And we'll give it a file to send the translation to in text. Just click OK. And you'll see it takes a little while, and it's not perfect, but it does give us an idea of what's being said, which is something really, really useful. So it might take a minute or two for it to run the translation, and it will then generate a text file for us to see in English. So it's transcribing the audio, and in a moment we should get a message telling us it's complete. Should just wait a couple of seconds for it to go up to the end on the little bar. Okay, so we'll just OK that. Now we need to find the file, a text file. I know where it is. I've got a shortcut to it there. Let's open it up. And you'll see we've now got an English translation. You can see it's not perfect. There's a number of repetitions in there. Don't really know why. But it does. It's obviously talking about pandas being born in a zoo. And it works. And that's Whisper.